welcome back. And today I have for you the leader of the bag chasing community, the self-proclaimed C student himself, Anton Daniels.
I don't care about your reparations. Listen, I don't care if you ever get it. As a matter of fact, I'm advocating against it because it's going to fuck up my dollar and make inflation go out of control. And so I don't want them to pay you. I don't want you to have nothing.
Instead of critiquing his debate, no, it wasn't even really much of a debate. It was more of a heated exchange among two guys way past their prime, decided that I'm going to say some things, you going to say some things, and we all going to buck up at each other, pretend we about it. And I wanted to react to Stevie's video or of his garbage take.
Say I suck a dick again. I'm right here, right now.
It's embarrassing as shit, dog. And all it does is confirm the whack-ass stereotype that black folks get, bro. Emotional ass ninjas. It's two monkeys arguing.
But I decided to do something slightly different. Instead, I'm actually going to react to a video clip I found of Anton essentially trying to reinforce a lot of his points in the aftermath on his own show.
They think that just because we Republican and we conservative that we pussy. Black people supposed to be conservative and Republican. That's our original party. The original party for black people were Republican. We were conservative. Let me help y'all to understand something. For everybody that's on this pro-black shit, that's on this Democrat liberal plantation, black people are conservative, are core. Your ancestors, your mother, your father, your grandfather, they are conservative. Republican was our party. That was our thing. They hijacked our party by giving us all of this shit to help us break up our families and tethered us to the federal government. That's why they gave you food stamps. We were stronger without that shit. They gave you family court law and told you to break up your family. They fucked up our communities and then they poured drugs in it. And that's how we became dependent on the federal government. We are not liberal. We are not Democrats. We are not liberal and we are not Democrats. Stop letting these niggas tell you what you don't. I'm telling you, do your research. We are conservative. We stand tall on that shit. We don't need no handouts from the fucking federal government. And we don't fuck with all of this liberal and this Democrat nonsense. Stop letting these niggas laugh in your face. When I told Corey to that face, he giggled like a little schoolgirl because he don't know shit.
Now, to Anton's point, he is actually right and wrong all in the span of one breath. And the reason why I say that is because he is right in that black people were Republican as our first party, the first political group. And one of the biggest aspects to make that change was because the Republican Party was heavily against civil rights in the 1960s. In other words, we were fine with what Republicans were saying until they refused to acknowledge black people as people. Sounds about right. And to the other point is he basically said that Democrats flooded the streets with drugs, but if I remember correctly, Ronald Reagan was a Republican president at the time crack entered into the inner cities. So when guys like Anton say, do your research, they don't really expect you to do your research. They just want you to go along with what they say. And that's kind of more or less what guys like me are here for.
We are not the party of gay people. We do not fuck with illegal migrants coming into the country and taking what our ancestors died for. I told the nigga it's disrespectful that we got less than 20% voter turnout rate and we need to be more involved in our local communities. And the nigga giggled like a schoolgirl. Man, what the fuck y'all talking about? This nigga don't know shit. If he not talking about somebody, he don't have no content. Y'all niggas keep following these cornball ass niggas that's leading y'all into the mire. They a distraction. They're a distraction. That's it.
Personally, I do find it funny how he wants to call Corey Holcolm and all these dudes cornball ass niggas, but on one of his podcast appearance, not podcast, but I think it was like the People Let's Talk, he said he advocates for the cornballs because cornballs are the nerdy dudes, but So he's calling himself a cornball because he's calling himself a nerdy dude. But he's also calling Corey Holcolm a cornball ass nigga and saying y'all should be following cornball ass niggas. So does he also mean that people shouldn't really be following him? I don't know.
That's what I wanted to say to him because before we got derailed. No, you do the easy shit. You pander. You're all panda bears. I say the uncomfortable shit that I know that the majority of people is going to feel some type of way.
Okay, that's just the pot calling the kettle black.
Liberal people. Stop following these white people, these liberal white people, these white men and white women that's out here protesting for Somalis. We don't even fuck with these niggas.
I find it funny how he says we don't fuck with Somalis, but he says at every chance he gets that immigrants outwork black people.
These niggas. They advocating for a group of people and they using you as a poster child. That's how they pass through this diversity, equity, inclusion bullshit and feminism, and they use black women as a poster child for it in order to get themselves through. White women are now considered a minority because they're a woman and they use black women for it. They hijacked the civil rights movement in order to push through feminism. They gave you Obama. He gave you a gay agenda. And then they said diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now they say brown and black. That's why I don't identify with that construct.
Okay, so people who are full of shit love to bring out DEI and call it a handout when the whole point of DEI was to level the playing field. Meaning if Kevin scored a 91 on his entrance exam as part of an interview process, then Dion scored 97. They both turned their exam sheets in, and the proctor, the boss, the hiring manager, it says to Kevin, honestly, you didn't even score the highest, and people did higher than you, but because your father and I are golf buddies, I'm still going to give you the job. Now, in reality, that's never going to actually be said, but in many occasions, it's done. DEI was meant to eliminate giving someone a position just because we're friends and we're friends or our family's friends, things like that. And it's funny that he wants to go, Anton and people like Anton want to go against that, but they're always the very first people to talk down on a woman who did some sexual favors for a job position. The reason why I say that is because they're not necessarily different. What they did was they created a personal relationship for some kind of monetary or power or gain of power.
But see, he not ready for this type of conversation. So he did go like a schoolgirl because I was about to school that nigga. He changed the subject because he was out of his element. He was in deep water. The nigga was swimming in the ocean with sharks and he was about to get destroyed.
And there you have it. Coming from somebody who used to rock with the Millionaire Morning Show and Anton Daniels way back when in the COVID times before he got on his anti-black stuff. Honestly, I'm not all that interested in reacting to listening to him a whole lot more. I need to listen to him in metered doses. That's just how it is. And continue to support the content, continue to rock with me, and more to come.